Welcome back students, and in this video we are reviewing our quiz based on rotational motion. Okay, let's start. So first question was here that the moment of inertia of a body does not depends upon what. So hope you remember that at the very beginning of this chapter I told you that moment of inertia depends only three things. Okay, your formula says what? We are doing question number 1. I is what? mr square. It depends upon mass, depends upon the distance or axis of rotation you say, and depends upon what? Distribution of the masses also, how masses are placed, correct? The three things in which the inertia depends. So if you look at the options, the mass of the body, yes, depends. The angular velocity of the body, yes, angular velocity does not depend. The next given axis of rotation, yes, it depends, and the distribution of masses. Okay, so it's a simple question. Answer is what? Second option, that it does not depends on what? Angular, any angular quantity is angular velocity, angular like acceleration does not depends. Okay. So first question, second option is the correct answer. Question number 2 we are doing, the two particles of mass m1 m2 are connected by a rigid massless rod of length r and to contribute a dumbbell which is free to move in a plane. The moment of inertia of the dumbbell about the axis perpendicular to the plane passing through the center of mass is what? This question also I have done. Look here, they are saying simply two mass are there, m1 and m2 connected by a massless rod. This is what? Negligible. Length of the rod is given what? R. So means these two masses are placed at what? Distance r. So I told you when this type situation comes, two masses are separated by distance r, correct na? And they are asking inertia about what? Center of mass. You can use that reduced mass concept, means these two mass you can write into a single mass. What is reduced mass? Mu r is equal to m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2. This is called your reduced mass. These two mass you wrote into a single mass, then you can find your inertia. Inertia will be mr square, correct. So this is your reduced mass total, m1 m2 upon m1 plus m2, this reduced mass into r square means the distance between these two. Okay, so the answer for the second question is what? Your first option. Okay, so reduced mass concept will come in many chapters, slowly you will understand this. Question number 3, the moment of inertia of a meter stick of mass 300 gram about an axis right angle to the stick and located at 30 centimeter mark is what? So then saying I have a meter scale, means 100 centimeter long scale. This is the length of this scale is given 100 centimeter, and the saying we have to calculate inertia about a point which is about 30 centimeter from any end. So say we rotating about that point and that distance is given what? Say 30 centimeter, correct? Yes. Okay, and what else given? The mass of this rod is given, m is given what? 300 gram given. Okay. Yes. So here we have to use parallel axis theorem, because we know inertia about what? Center of the mass, means middle point of this rod. About this point we know, that we call ml square by 12, this we know. We have to find about that point, right? So we need that distance. Okay, so look here, this 100 centimeter, so that distance becomes what? 50 centimeter. This is given 30 centimeter, so that becomes what? 20 centimeter, means that distance d will be what? 20 centimeter. So let's write parallel axis theorem. We have to find inertia about this point. So inertia about that point is what? ICM plus what? MD square, right? Okay, inertia about center of mass is what? You know, ml square by 12 plus, okay, mass m, d means will be that distance. I'm just right. Okay, yes, let's write formula. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's put the values. So mass I'm taking common here, because I am coming this term, both terms are coming. So total inertia we have to find. Mass is what? 300 gram. 300 gram into 10 power what? Minus 3. So simply you can write 0.3 kg, right? That's outside. What is here? L square. L means your total length, which is given 100 centimeter means what? 1 meter, right? 1 meter square means 1 only by what? 12 plus this m I took outside. D. Distance is what? 20 centimeter. How much? 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter is 0.2 meter, correct? Yes, 0.2 into 0.2 you have to do. So you can write like this way, or your choice how you write this. 0.2 into what? 0.2, that's your d square, right? Okay, yes. So now you have to simplify this number, that's all, and when you simplify you will get this answer what? 1.04. that answer you will getting. Please do it by yourself. Okay. Unit is right, same unit kg meter square. So here second we are doing question number, actually third question was there. So answer will come here like, okay, what they are doing now here, if you see the options carefully, they are not converting the units. Okay, They are writing like gram into gram only and centimeter into centimeter, means you don't need to convert anything. So what you do, let's clear this step and directly put all the value which are given to you, because they are not writing answer in SI system, they are writing in CGS system only, means length and mass these are given, same value you have to use. So look here, mass is given 300 gram, I took it outside, directly you have to put gram only. Length is 100 centimeters, so it becomes 10 power 4 by 12, okay. That's mass I took, and these were 20 means to become what 400, right. Same number only we using because they are not converting the units, okay. Okay, let's see how much this comes. So this answer will come, now I am writing answer 3.7 into 10 power what 5 gram centimeter square, that answer will come, okay. We don't need to convert unit because in options they gave what in CGS system only gram and centimeter, okay. Okay, this is the answer which is given what your third option of this question, okay. Let's move to the fourth question. And fourth question again about inertia only. They said 4 mass are fixed on a massless rod as shown in the figure. The moment of inertia about PQ line is what? Some mass are placed on a line and they are rotated about this line, that they are calling PQ. So how they are placed? 1 2 kg is placed here and the distance is given as okay, let me put masses first. 5 kg is placed here, then one more 5 kg placed here, then 2 kg is what placed here. All distances this is given 0.2 meter, 0.2 meter, okay, 0.2, that also given 0.2, that also given 0.2, correct. Inertia about this line we have to calculate. So just as a point masses means general formula you have to write mr square. So let's calculate. If you see carefully that on this side we have 5 kg, this side also 5 kg, that's 2 kg and 2 kg at same distances, you write this only and double it, that your answer will get, okay. Or you can write all 4 masses if you want. So total inertia will look here, mr square, I am writing 2 kg, okay, 2 kg into r square means what 0.2 and square plus 5 sorry, I wrote little wrong here. When you are talking about 2 kg, the distance become what 0.2, 0.2, because rotating about what this line, so should write here 0.4, okay, 5 into what 0.2 and square, correct. This is the inertia due to what this 2 kg and 5 kg, exactly same thing we have like 5 kg, 2 kg, so you can multiply this by 2, that's all. So here answer you will get is now 1.04 kg meter square. Please solve this, and if you have any confusion put your comment, okay. Question number 5, it says that 2 discs have the same mass and same thickness, okay. 2 discs are given which having same mass, same thickness, their materials are of density rho 1 and rho 2, the ratio of their moment of inertia about central axis will be what? First thing, 2 discs are given to you, let's say some name x and what y disc, and what is given? Mass are given equal mm and thickness also given, says thickness tt, and what is given different is density rho 1 and rho 2 is given. They are asking what's the ratio of the inertia of these 2 discs about what axis passing through the central axis, right. Okay, general formula inertia is what mr square, disc is what inertia is what mr square, this is a formula. So if you watch carefully, what we know that mass are equal and densities are different and thickness are same, right. So in this formula, let's write first formula here, mr square by 2. In this formula, mass are given equal, yes equal we know, we don't know about what radius, correct na, but we know about what densities, okay. So here radius we have to remove and we have to bring what here density. Density is first what mass by volume, correct na, mass already you have, just let's convert this formula in terms of volume, okay. What's the volume of a disc? Volume of a disc is what pi r square h. Your disc is nothing but just a thin cylinder, right now. You have a cylinder, cut a small piece from top, you will get a disc, right now. So cylinder only but a very less thickness, so pi r square h, okay. Thickness is given same here, okay. So look here, watch carefully, okay. We want to write here volume, so let's multiply by pi and thickness, down also pi and thickness. So if you see that this becomes what volume, m into what volume by pi 2 pi into what t, correct, okay. Now look here, here we have mass, here we have volume, we want to bring what density here, okay. So mass by volume, that's called what density. So what you do, you divide, because we have m into v, we don't need that, so multiply by m and divide by m, correct. So look here, what you getting is this, getting m square on top, this volume come down, then 2 pi t, and you write 1 by rho, correct na? V I am bringing down here, okay. You can write like this way, that v, so this become what rho. So everything is given same, mass given same, 2 pi, thickness given same. So inertia is coming inversely proportional to what? Density. Inertia is coming what? Inversely proportional to what? Density. So inertia I1 by inertia I2 will be what? Answer rho 2 ratio rho 1. Okay, once more, if you not understood, to us what is given? Density is given to you. Density we know rho 1 and rho 2, mass we know and time. So in this formula, when you see radius is unknown, so we remove this by bringing volume here, so that we can write density. Density we know. So first I converted this in volume format. Volume is what? Pi r square h. R square I have just pi and t I needed. I multiplied and divided. So on top I getting mass into volume. Then now I need density. So that's we need mass by volume. So what you do? Multiply by m, divide by m. Mass we know is same. Okay. So no problem. Then here I wrote mass by volume. So inertia and density of that body coming inversely proportional. So this is your question number 5, and correct answer is what? Your fourth option. Moving on to the sixth problem. Okay, it says that a thin rod of mass m and length 2l is made to rotate about an axis passing through its center. That is rod given of length, keep in mind 2l, okay, and mass given what? M, okay, and is made to rotate about axis passing through center perpendicular to it, okay, yes. About this point is rotated, means about center of the mass, okay, yes. If the angular velocity changes from 0 to omega in t time, the torque acting on this will be what? Torque formula is what? We know I into what? Alpha. We need two things. We need inertia, we need alpha. Inertia we can find because rod is rotating about its midpoint. So let's write it separately. Inertia formula is what? Actually ml square by 12. M is okay, but length is given what? 2l. Be careful, right? ml square by 12 when length of the rod is what? L, but length of the rod is given 2l. So when you put 2 here, become what? 4l square by what? 12. So become ml square by what? 3. That's the inertia. Now we need alpha. So what is given to us? Angular velocity is given to us, right now. So you can write this formula: omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha into t. So say alpha is what? Omega minus omega naught by t. Now look, something is given to you from 0 to omega, okay. Yeah, initial is given 0, so this become omega by t only, right? Initial velocity is given 0, final is given omega. So okay, alpha we calculated, inertia we calculated. So that's your torque. Torque will be simply I into alpha. So ml square by 3, right, omega by what? T, correct. So that's your answer. So this is matching which option? Second option, this is matching, okay, yes. And this question will come in 12th class also, and your electromagnetic induction topic, okay. Question number, now we are talking is what? 7th question, okay. And question number 7 says like, it says that 3 point masses are placed at the 3 vertices of an equilateral triangle of side A. The moment of inertia of the system about an axis COD and passing through the mass M O and lying in the plane AOB and perpendicular to O is what? Look here, question number 7 we are talking. So what is it? There is equilateral triangle given to us, and 3 masses are placed at what? The corners of a triangle. So these are all our point masses M, and they are asking that this is rotated about what? A line. This is O, A, and this they calling B. This is the line given, the rotating about this line, and this line is perpendicular toward this side, okay. This is the saying. We have to find now what is the inertia about this line, okay. So let's calculate. 1, 2, and these are 3 masses. So total inertia will be simply addition due to what? Inertia due to first mass, second mass, and third mass. What is inertia due to first mass? Directly 0. Why? It's a point mass and placed on this axis of rotation itself, right? So m r square. R is what? 0. Okay. Okay. What is the inertia due to this mass? M and R. That is length of this triangle is given what? How much given? Side given A. So look here. Inertia due to this mass. M into what? A square. Done. Now we need inertia due to what? That mass. So what is that distance? We need this perpendicular distance, right? That, right. So if you see carefully, this is nothing but, look here, that distance. So this is what? Simply A by 2, right? Yeah. So you write M mass into that distance, what? A by 2. So you should A square by what? 4. Correct. Okay. When you do like this one, this becomes what? 5 by 4 of M A square. So that's your answer, right? So question number, this has what? Third option is the correct, question number 7. Moving to question number 8, and it says that three identical rod of each length L and mass M are placed along x, y and z axis in a such way that they will end of each of the rod at the origin. Three rods are placed, one in x direction, one in y direction, one is what in z direction, means like that way. You cannot show on board, so like that way. One rod here along x direction, one along y direction, means these two are placed on board only, but this is placed perpendicular to board. So these all three are ending at the origin here, they are saying, okay. And length of every one is given L, mass also given what, M. Similar rod, okay. The moment of inertia of this system about z axis is what? Very interesting question. So look, they are saying what is the moment of inertia of these three rods about this line, about z axis itself they are asking, right. So look here, what is the inertia about z axis? Look here, inertia due to this rod which is placed along z axis itself becomes what, 0, because thickness of the rod is what, very negligible. So this rod is rotating along this line itself, so inertia due to this rod is what, 0, correct, no? Yes. And for this rod we are rotating, like the rod placed in x axis, we are rotating this rod about the end of the rod. Same for y also, we are rotating about the end of the rod. So end of the rod formula is what, you know, ml square by 3 of this plus ml square by of 3 of this rod. So 2 by 3 of ml square, that will become your answer, which is given in your first option is given, okay. So keep in mind, like you have a cylinder has thickness, it has radius. So if you can rotate cylinder about what, geometrical axis also, it has some inertia, but rod thickness is what, negligible. So if you rotate rod about like this rod and rotating about same axis like this way, inertia becomes what, 0. Question number 9 we are talking, and it says that two solid spheres we have of each mass m and radius r by 2 are connected with a massless rod of length 2r as shown in the figure. The moment of inertia of the system about an axis passing through the center of the one sphere and perpendicular to the rod is what? A simple problem given. Two spheres are given and connected by a thin rod, but give attention that radius of the sphere is given what, r by 2, not r. Both spheres are given r by 2 and mass of each is given mm. Distance from center to center is given as what, 2r. Okay, yes. So they are asking what's the inertia when we rotate about this system about an axis passing through the center of any sphere. Suppose we are rotating about this line, then what's the inertia? This is sphere 1, this is sphere 2. What's the inertia due to sphere 1? Is rotated about what, center of mass only, right. So 2 by 5 m and r square means r by 2 square. So this become what, mr square by how much, 10, correct, okay. Then this sphere we have tried formula, that's called ICM plus what, I2 is what, ICM plus what, md square, because this sphere is rotated about that axis. About center of mass which is we have calculated, mr square by 10 only plus md square. M is okay, d means what, that distance from this axis to that axis, that's given directly 2r. So you put 2r square here, okay. So if you add them, total inertia we have to calculate mr square by 10 plus mr square by 10 plus 4mr square. 10 you take LCM, so it goes 1 time, then goes 40 times, this becomes 42, means 21 by 5 should be the answer. So question number 10, yes, is option given first, 21 by 5 mr square, that will be your answer, which is given in what, first option, correct. Okay, let's see question number 10 now. 4 holes of each radius are cut from a thin square plate of side 4r and mass m. The moment of inertia of the remaining portion about z axis is what? So question number 10. There is square sheet given, of side given 4r, right, and we are cutting circular disc from this, and 4 disc we are cutting of each radius r. Then they are asking what's the inertia of the remaining part, okay, yes, radius given what, r, correct. So simple procedure, always what we do in this type of equation, first we calculate the mass of the removed part, right. So like the sheets we can use mass proportional to what area, rod is there we can write mass proportional to length, and sphere and cube 3D object we can write mass proportional to what, volume. So mass of the complete sheet, square sheet is given m, we have to find mass of this any one disc, that's called m days. So mass of the complete sheet is what, m, and this removed disc is what, m days. So mass proportional to what, area. What's the area of the complete sheet? It's a square sheet, so a square means 4 square means becomes 16r square, right. Area of this disc is what, pi r square, okay. So here we get m days become pi by 16 of what, m. That's your mass relation, done, okay. Now second step we have to find the inertia. I1 we call the inertia of the complete object before cutting. So it was a square sheet or rectangular sheet. So formula that we have m by 12 of a square plus what b square. This is a formula we have, right? Yes. Okay. So m by 12, a square means what? 4. A square means what? 4r. B also what? Your 4r, right? 4r, sorry. So it becomes 16r square plus 16r square, that becomes 32. 32 by 12 of mr square. So this becomes what? Cancelled by 4, it becomes 8 by 3 of what? Mr square. This is equation 1. This is inertia, complete inertia, okay, before cutting. Now we have to calculate inertia of the removed part. So this is a disc. Let's calculate inertia of any one disc about that point, because rotated about this point, is saying an axis passing through the center of this square sheet and perpendicular to the plane. So we want to rotate this disc about that point. What's the inertia? We have tried again parallel axis theorem. So you have to find inertia about center of mass of this disc. Then we have tried a theorem. So we need this distance d. So this distance you can write from simply this triangle. That's r. That's r says d. So d square is equal to r square plus r square. That d becomes simply what? Root 2 into what? R, right? That's d. Now let's write ICM. Inertia due to what? Any one disc. Inertia of a disc is what? mr square by 2 about center. Okay, let me write formula. Total inertia is what actually? Simply ICM plus what? md square. So give attention here. Inertia of a disc is what? mr square by 2. And what is the aim of a disc? This one. So pi by 16 aim. R square means r only, and by what again? 2. This is about center of the mass, right? Then plus md square. Again m is what? Pi by 16 of m. D square means that distance is root 2. So it becomes what? 2 into what? R square. So how much this becomes? This will become pi by 16, no, pi by 32. There is 2 also there. M r square plus this becomes what? 8. So pi by 8 of mr square. So how much this becomes? 32 if you take LCM, then you see that, okay, 32 goes 1 time, 8 goes 4 times, this becomes 5 pi mr square. This is due to what? One that circular sheet, one disc, right? And similar we have exactly 4. So multiply this number 4, then we get total inertia of the remote part. If you multiply by 4, 4 into 5 by 32 of pi mr square, this goes 8 times, correct na? Okay. So we are getting 5 by 8 pi mr square. So now what's the inertia of the remaining part? Initial inertia, which is what? This one, 8 by 3 of mr square minus 5 by 8 of pi mr square. So let's see how option that took mr square common. So you also take mr square common, then what you will get? 8 by 3 minus 5 by 8 of what? Pi. This will be remaining. So this is matching which option? Let's check. 8 by 3 and minus 5 by 8 into what? Pi. This is matching in what? Third option. Just what they did, they multiply this number by 2, they wrote 10 and what? 16 here, doesn't matter, right now, 5 by 8 or 10 by 16. So third option is what you are matching here, correct answer. Moving on to question number 11. So it says uniform cube of side A in mass and rest on a rough horizontal surface table. The horizontal force F is applied normal to the one face at a point directly above the center of the face at a height of 3a by 4 above the base. The minimum value of F required to tilt about the edge is what? So it's toppling of the body problem. So they said a cube is given. This is a cube placed on rough surface. Okay, what force are acting? mg will act through middle point mg. Side of this is given what? A, right now? Yes. Height is a cube, so A. Then we are applying a force at this point, and at what height we are applying? That height is given 3 by 4 of A. Correct? So they are asking that what is the force required to tilt it? It's very simple, less torque. This will tilt about that point. So what is the net torque about that point due to all forces? So that force is acting along this line. So what is the torque due to that force? F into perpendicular distance means that distance which is given already 3 by 4 of A, correct? Minus other force is what? mg, and acting at what distance? That distance which is what? A by 2, right now? A by 2, 0. Okay. So F you have to calculate, that's your F. 3 by 4 of A is equal to mg into A by what? 2. A get cancelled, 2 goes 2 times. So F is coming how much? 2 goes up, right? 2 by 3 of mg. Let's check it. 2 by 3 of mg is given what? Your second option of 11th question. Okay. That's your 11th question. Moving to 12th problem. It says the angular velocity of a body changes from omega 1 to omega 2 without applying torque. Okay, but by changing moment of inertia, the initial radius of gyration to the final radius of gyration ratio is what? Okay, yeah, no problem. Look here, what is given? We changing velocity, okay, angular velocity from omega 1 to omega 2, and we not applying what? Torque. Torque not applied means angular momentum is what? Conserved, right? So look here, angular momentum is what? I into omega. This is conserved, which remains constant. So they are asking what they said. They are asking that initial radius of gyration to final radius of gyration relation is what? Okay. So in this formula, first you have to bring radius of gyration and omega. Omega already we have. So remove I. We know that radius of gyration k is nothing but what? Root I by what? M. Correct. So inertia is what? Becomes k square into what? M. So L is equal to, instead of I you can put what? K square M into what? Omega. So now L is given constant, mass is given same, disk only. So omega and k, they becomes what? Inversely proportional. So you see the k square is inversely proportional to omega, or k is what? Inversely proportional to what? Root of omega. So k in omega what? Root inversely proportional. They are asking ratio of radius of gyration means k1 ratio k2 they are asking, which becomes simply root omega 2 ratio root omega 1, right? That should be the answer, and which is given in what? Your third option for this question. Okay. Question number 13 we are doing now, and it says two bodies with moment of inertia I1 and I2, where I1 is greater than I2, have the equal angular momentum. Then what is the kinetic energy relation? So it's a simple equation. Angular momentum in terms of kinetic energy. Right now, energy they are asking. So energy is what? L square upon what? 2I. Correct? Yes. So angular momentum is given equal, then kinetic energy and inertia are what? Inversely proportional. They said I1 is greater than I2, so energy E2 will be greater than what? E1, right? Energy and what? Inertia will be, moment of inertia will be inversely proportional when angular momentum remains constant. So question number 13, E2 is greater than E1 means second option is the correct answer, right? Okay. Moving on to question number what? 14. It says that a uniform solid sphere rolls on horizontal surface at 20 meter per second. Solid sphere is given and it's rolling. Okay, velocity given. Then it rolls up to an incline having an angle of what? 30 degree with horizontal. If the friction losses are negligible, the value of height h above the ground where the ball will stop is what? Simply it's a question based on what? Conservation of energy. Look here. Question number 14 we are talking. So this sphere is rolling, then it goes on inclined plane. So they are asking what's the height it can go. This is sphere here rolling and climbing to some height here. We have to calculate what is the height it can climb. So when rolling means it has what? Rolling kinetic energy. So what is energy at this point? It's rolling means half mv square plus half I omega square. It had translation plus rotation. That energy converting simply what? Potential energy mgh, and that h we have to calculate. So what is given? To us linear velocity is given, right now? Yes, correct. Okay, so linear velocity is given. So this formula also you can write. I told you shortcut mv square is what? 1 plus k square upon r square, or you can put the value of inertia and v you can write in terms of v, your choice. Okay, is equal to what? mg and what? h. M goes here, right? Like all things are given, let's put it here. Okay, so 1 by 2 velocity square, velocity is given 20 means become what? 400. Now this term, so you have to put the k value. So it's a solid sphere. What is the inertia of solid sphere? 2 by 5 m r square. So your k square term is what? 2 by 5 and what? R square, right? Hope you understand till now that k square is what? K is what? Root I by m. So this value only is called your k square, living mass, that's your k square. So 1 plus 2 by 5 is 7 by 5 coming here, and g comes down 10 here, that's what your height h. So 1 0 goes here, then 2 goes 20 time, 5 goes what? 4 time, 28 something is coming, okay, 28. So what answer is given? 28.6 is given. Why 28.6 coming? Because g value is writing 9.8, so answer become little more than 28. So 28.6, that answer coming approximately is correct only because we writing g value as 10. So what is the answer of this question number 14? 28.6, second option, conservation of energy simply, okay. Yes, okay. Move to next question. And next question says, 15th question. A disk is rotating with the angular velocity of omega naught at a constant retarding torque is applied on it to stop the disk. The angular velocity becomes omega naught by 2 after n rotations. How many more rotations will it make before coming to rest? Similar question comes about bullet also, like we had done work energy power, that a bullet is entering to a wall. When it enters this much distance, velocity becomes this much, how much further it will go before stopping. Exactly same question we have tried. Equation of motion, look here, what is the equation of motion? You can write this equation, omega square minus omega naught square is equal to 2 alpha and what, theta. So first they said what, suppose what they said, it has initial angular velocity omega naught, then it becomes what, omega naught by 2 in n rotation, then it becomes 0 in how many rotations they are asking, like all n days something, okay. Yes, number of rotations directly proportional to what angle, right, how much angle they have covered, that's what, it depends upon what, that. So look here, simply we have to calculate theta. So let's write first case here, initial velocity is omega naught and final is given omega naught by 2. So you put here omega naught by 2 square minus omega naught square 2 alpha into theta. So let's call theta 1. And they said constant torque applied means your alpha will be constant. So this is your first equation. So this becomes 1 by 4 minus omega naught becomes minus 3 by 4 or omega naught square 2 alpha into theta 1. Let's call equation 1. Now let's write same equation right from here to here. So final velocity comes 0, I am writing here 0. Initial velocity is what, omega naught by 2 means become omega naught by 4 and square is equal to 2 alpha and theta 2. Let's divide these two equations, that's all, okay. When you divide them, you will see these all get cancelled, we getting 3 is equal to what, theta 1 by theta 2, and something is given. First, how many rotations making first case, n rotations here. So let's call, I think it's coming opposite or correct only, okay, 3 by 4, yes, okay, correct only, theta 1. So theta 1 is what, given n, this is given n, theta 2 you have to find. So theta 2 becomes what, simply n by what, 3. Actually number of rotations directly proportional to what, angle covered, right now. So we are just finding angle ratio. So this first case they said number of rotations what, n given. So I am writing n here, and theta 2 means how many rotations will be here, we can write n days, because number of rotation and theta what, proportional. Yes, we can write that. So this is the answer of question number what, 15. 16 says that the principle of conservation of angular momentum states that angular momentum is conserved when the net torque is what, 0, or say actually they wrote little wrong here in question number 16. Answer should be actually third option. Angular momentum is conserved until the torque acting on this remains constant, or you said not constant, that net torque acting should be what, 0. That should be the correct answer here. Third option, that angular momentum will remains conserved or constant until the torque is what, 0, net torque is 0, but here they say that torque acting is remains constant, that little wrong, okay. So correct, please give attention here, angular momentum will be constant till what, the net torque is 0, not constant, 0. So question number 16, third option should be correct answer, okay. 17, the speed of homogeneous solid sphere after rolling down an height inclined plane of vertical height h from rest is what. So speed in rolling they are asking, what is formula speed in rolling? This is a formula root 2gh upon 1 plus k square upon r square. So solid sphere they are asking you have to put k value, already I told you k value is what, 2 by 5 what, r square. So this become what, 2gh 1 plus 2 by 5 means simply becomes 7 by 5. So correct. So this become 10 by 7 root 10 by 7 over what, gh, thus matching in your fourth option. Question number 18, a disc and a hoop means ring of the same mass and same size roll down an inclined plane together, the object will reach first to the ground is what. So I told you the way, the object which has the minimum value of k square by r square, that will reach first to the ground. So two objects are given, disc and ring, you can check. Disc is formula is what, mr square by 2. So k becomes r square by 2. So this become r square by 2 means become 1 by 2 means 0.5. Thus k square r square value. And for ring, formula is what, mr square. So k is what, your r square. This becomes what, 1. That has less value. So your disc will come first to the ground. Okay. So answer of question number 18 is what? What do you say? Disc. Second option. 19th question, if the radius of earth suddenly contract half of the present value, then the duration of the day will be what? This question already has solved in theory question, right? So when earth shrinking, what not changing? Angular momentum, I omega not changing. If you want to find time, you find what? Your omega. Okay, so what happens if this remains constant? Then inertia and angular velocity are what? Inversely proportional. Initial angular velocity by angular final is what? I2 upon what? I1. Inertia of earth is what? Mr square. So initial inertia is what? Simply sorry, it's a solid sphere, so write 2 by 5 mr square. Earth we assume like a solid sphere. Now they're saying what is final inertia? They're saying earth radius becomes what? Half, right? Now, so mass remains same, radius becomes r by 2 n square. So this becomes what? Simply 1 by 4, right? Okay. Then you know we have to find duration of the day. So omega is what? 2 pi by t. So omega 1 by omega 2 you can write what? Like t2 by t1. Omega is what? 2 pi by what? T. We have to find time. So omega 1 by omega 2 becomes what? T2 upon t1. You can write it here. So we have to find new duration of the day. So that becomes T2 becomes what? T1 by 4. Present time duration is what? 24 hour by 4. So this becomes what? 6 hour. Right? Yes. So this already I told in classroom also. Question number 20, it says the particle of mass m rotating in a plane circular path of radius r and angular momentum is L. The centripetal force acting on particle is what? So centripetal force they are asking in terms of angular momentum. Look, centripetal force formula is what? F is what? Simply mv square by r, right? You can write many format. You know angular momentum you can write mvr also. So here what we need? Look, if you see option everywhere they give L square means we need square of here. So we need here mvr and whole square. V square already we have. So one mass we have to multiply and divide, that becomes m square. Then radius we have to multiply and divide by r square, right? So this becomes what? L square upon 2m, sorry, this is not 2m and what? This becomes r cube. That should be your answer. So this is matching in which option? Fourth option, last option. This answer is matching. Okay. So this is your complete review of your quiz. If you have still any doubt, please put your comment. I will help you. Thank you so much.